Do you ever catch yourself saying, "I'm too old for that," or feel a pang of sadness when you see younger people doing things you once enjoyed? Have you started to believe that aches, pains, and a gradual decline in memory are just an inevitable part of getting older? Like gray hair or needing reading glasses. It's easy to fall into that trap, to let society's often limiting views on aging creep into your own mind and make you feel less capable, less vibrant, and frankly, less excited about the years ahead. This feeling, this slow resignation to a diminishing life, is a painful reality for so many of us as we get older. We start to believe that our best days are behind us, that the future holds nothing but decline. But what if I told you that much of what you've been led to believe about aging is not only inaccurate, but completely and utterly false? What if the very things making you feel old are nothing more than deeply ingrained myths, ideas passed down through generations that simply aren't supported by modern science or the vibrant lives of countless individuals thriving in their later years? The truth is, aging doesn't have to mean slowing down, losing your spark, or becoming less of who you are. In fact, for many, it's a time of immense growth, newfound freedom, and deeper fulfillment than ever before. In this video, we're going to dive deep into 6 persistent aging myths that are holding you back, making you feel older than you are, and preventing you from truly living your best life. We'll uncover why they're false and what you can do instead to embrace a more joyful and empowered approach to your later years. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you and change the way you think about aging forever. Let's begin by tackling the first myth that often casts a long shadow over our thoughts about growing older: the idea that significant memory loss is an unavoidable part of aging. This myth tells us that as the years go by, our minds will inevitably decline, our memories will become hazy, and we'll simply lose our sharpness. It's a scary thought, isn't it? The fear of not remembering important moments, or even the names of loved ones, can be incredibly distressing. You might notice yourself forgetting where you put your keys more often, or struggling to recall a specific word in a conversation, and immediately jump to the conclusion that your memory is failing. Perhaps you've been in a situation where you couldn't quite put your finger on a familiar detail, and that little voice inside your head whispered, "This is it. It's starting." But here's the powerful truth: while some mild changes in memory processing are natural as we age, like it might take a little longer to retrieve information, widespread and debilitating memory loss is absolutely not an inevitable part of healthy aging. Your brain is not a static organ. It possesses an incredible ability called neuroplasticity, which means it can continue to form new connections and even grow new brain cells throughout your entire life. Regardless of your age, think of your brain like a muscle. If you stop using a muscle, it atrophies. It gets weaker, but if you keep challenging it, keep engaging it, it stays strong and can even grow. The same applies to your brain. So, instead of resigning yourself to a fading memory, let's actively work to keep our minds sharp and vibrant. One of the most effective ways to challenge your brain is by continuously learning new things. This doesn't mean you have to go back to school, although that's certainly an option for some. It can be as simple as picking up a new hobby, learning a musical instrument, taking up a new language, or even just exploring a subject you've always been curious about through online courses or documentaries. When you engage in new and complex activities, you force your brain to create new neural pathways, strengthening its overall health and resilience. For example, if you've always loved to read, try branching out to a new genre, or perhaps join a book club where you can discuss ideas and perspectives with others. Or maybe you've always wanted to try painting watercolors, taking a class, even a beginner's one. Engages different parts of your brain in creative problem solving and fine motor skills. Even something like learning a new card game or trying a different route on your daily walk can provide a beneficial cognitive challenge. Another critical component to maintaining brain health, and something that often gets overlooked, is physical activity. You might think, what does my body have to do with my brain? Well, quite a lot. Actually, regular exercise increases blood flow to the brain, which delivers vital oxygen and nutrients. It also stimulates the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, often called BDNF. which is like fertilizer for your brain cells, promoting their growth and survival. You don't need to become an Olympic athlete to reap these benefits. Simple. Consistent movement is incredibly powerful. Even a daily brisk walk, maybe with a friend or a beloved pet, for 30 minutes can make a tremendous difference. Consider activities like dancing, which combines physical movement with cognitive processing as you remember steps and rhythm, or gardening, which involves planning, problem solving, and physical effort. The key is to find activities you enjoy, so you're more likely to stick with them. So, the next time you misplace your reading glasses, instead of jumping to conclusions about memory decline, remind yourself of your brain's incredible capacity for growth and adaptation, and then go for a walk or pick up that new crossword puzzle. This leads us directly into our second persistent myth, the idea that as you age, you must inevitably slow down, reduce your activity, and generally take it easy. This myth suggests that vigorous activity is dangerous for older bodies, leading to injuries, and that the best course of action is to recline more, move less, and become increasingly sedentary. You might hear well-meaning friends or even family members say, "Oh, don't overdo it," or "You're not as young as you used to be." Whenever you express interest in an active pursuit, this societal pressure to slow down can be incredibly damaging, as it often leads to a self-fulfilling prophecy where inactivity actually makes us weaker, stiffer, and more prone to the very issues we're trying to avoid. Perhaps you've started to cut back on your favorite activities, convinced that your body just can't handle it anymore. And in doing so, you've inadvertently created a cycle of decline. The truth, however, is exactly the opposite. While it's true that your body changes with age, and you might not be able to perform at the same intensity as a professional athlete in their 20s, consistent physical activity is not just beneficial. It's absolutely essential for maintaining strength, flexibility, balance, and overall well-being as you get older, far from causing injury. Staying active actually prevents injuries by strengthening your muscles and bones, improving your balance, and keeping your joints mobile. Think about it. A stronger body is less likely to fall, and if it does, it's more resilient and able to recover. The real danger isn't moving too much, it's moving too little. When you stop moving, your muscles begin to atrophy, your bones lose density, your joints stiffen, and your cardiovascular system becomes less efficient. This lack of activity is what truly accelerates the feeling of getting old and contributes to many age-related health problems. So, how do we debunk this myth and embrace a more active lifestyle? The answer lies in finding enjoyable, sustainable forms of movement that fit your current abilities and gradually challenge you. Forget about extreme workouts or pushing yourself to exhaustion. Focus on consistency and variety. Walking is a fantastic foundation. It's low impact, accessible, and can be done almost anywhere. Try to incorporate a daily walk into your routine, perhaps breaking it up into a couple of shorter strolls if a long one feels too daunting. Beyond walking, consider activities that work different parts of your body. Strength training, using light weights, resistance bands, or even just your own body weight is incredibly important for maintaining muscle mass, which naturally declines with age. This isn't about looking like a bodybuilder. It's about being able to carry your groceries, get up from a chair easily, and maintain your independence. Many community centers offer senior fitness classes specifically designed to safely build strength, flexibility, and balance. Activities like swimming or water aerobics are wonderful if you have joint issues, as the water supports your body. Reducing impact. Yoga and Tai Chi are excellent for improving flexibility, balance, and mindfulness, which can reduce stress and improve mental clarity. Even active hobbies like gardening, dancing, or playing with grandchildren count as valuable movement. The key message here is to listen to your body. Yes, but also to challenge it gently and consistently. Don't let the myth of inevitable decline keep you chained to the sofa. Embrace movement as a powerful tool for vitality and joy, a way to keep your body feeling strong and capable. No matter your age, Your body is designed to move, and it thrives when you keep it active. So, next time you think about taking it easy, consider what your body truly needs, which is often more movement, not less. Now, let's turn our attention to another prevalent myth that can truly limit our potential as we age, the belief that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Or, in human terms, that you're too old to learn new things, pick up new skills, or change established habits. This myth suggests that our brains become rigid, our personalities set in stone, and our capacity for adaptation diminishes significantly once we reach a certain age. You might find yourself shying away from new technology, dismissing new ideas, or sticking rigidly to old routines, convinced that it's simply too late to explore different paths or adopt new ways of thinking. Perhaps you've heard someone say, "That's just how I am now," as an explanation for resisting a change, and you felt a subtle nod of agreement within yourself. This mindset can lead to a sense of stagnation, making the world feel smaller and less exciting, rather than a place of ongoing discovery. But this myth is profoundly misleading. The human brain, as we touched on earlier with memory, is remarkably adaptable and capable of learning throughout its entire lifespan. This concept is called lifelong learning. And it's not just a nice idea, it's a fundamental truth about our cognitive abilities. Our brains are designed to adapt, to take in new information, and to form new connections. Every time you learn something new, whether it's a language, a complex recipe, how to navigate a new app on your phone, or even a different route to the grocery store, you are actively stimulating your brain and keeping it nimble. This constant engagement acts like a mental workout, reinforcing neural pathways and even creating new ones, which contributes to overall cognitive health and resilience against decline. So, if you've always wanted to learn to play the ukulele, or delve into the history of ancient Rome, or even just master online banking, there is absolutely no biological barrier preventing you from doing so. Embracing this principle of lifelong learning can open up a world of new possibilities and keep your mind sharp and engaged. Think about the joy and sense of accomplishment that comes from acquiring a new skill. That could be joining a local community college class on creative writing, exploring online tutorials for woodworking, or even just challenging yourself to complete a new type of puzzle every week. Many people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond are successfully starting new businesses, getting advanced degrees, learning to code, or becoming proficient in a second language. These aren't isolated anecdotes. They are testaments to the brain's incredible capacity for growth and change. Don't let the idea that you're too old dictate what you can and cannot do. Every new experience, every piece of new knowledge, every new skill you acquire adds richness to your life and keeps your mind vibrant and active. It's about maintaining a growth mindset, believing that you're always capable of evolving and expanding your horizons, no matter how many birthdays you've celebrated. Moving on to our fourth myth, a particularly disheartening one, the notion that as you age, loneliness and isolation are inevitable companions. This myth paints a picture of older adults as being increasingly cut off from society, their social circles shrinking, and their days becoming quieter and more solitary. You might hear stories about elderly individuals spending most of their time alone, or you might even experience moments of profound loneliness yourself, leading you to believe that this is simply the natural progression of later life. Losing loved ones, adult children moving away, and physical limitations can certainly make maintaining social connections more challenging. And these realities can contribute to the feeling that isolation is unavoidable. However, this myth is not a predestined fate, but rather a challenge that can be actively overcome. While changes in social dynamics do occur with age, social connection remains a fundamental human need, and proactive steps can be taken to ensure your life remains rich with meaningful relationships. In fact, maintaining strong social ties is not just about feeling good. It's vitally important for both your mental and physical health. Studies consistently show that people with robust social connections live longer, healthier lives, have better cognitive function, and report higher levels of happiness and well-being. Loneliness, on the other hand, can be as detrimental to your health as smoking or obesity. So, actively nurturing your social life is a powerful form of self-care. So, How do we combat this myth of inevitable isolation? It starts with intentional effort and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone, even if just a little. Think about the various avenues available for connection. Community centers often host a myriad of activities tailored for older adults, from card games and book clubs to exercise classes and volunteer opportunities. Joining a group centered around a shared interest is a fantastic way to meet like-minded people. Perhaps you've always enjoyed gardening. Look for a community garden project. If you love to sing, find a local choir. Volunteering for a cause you care about not only provides a sense of purpose, but also connects you with other compassionate individuals. It could be helping at an animal shelter, reading to children at a library, or assisting at a local food bank. Even something as simple as becoming a regular at a local coffee shop can lead to friendly interactions and new acquaintances. Don't underestimate the power of digital connections either. Video calls with family who live far away, or joining online interest groups, can bridge geographical gaps and keep you connected to a wider world. The key is to be proactive. Reach out, say yes to invitations, and create opportunities for interaction. Remember, building and maintaining connections is a two-way street, and the effort you put in will be richly rewarded. Finally, let's debunk our fifth myth, which is perhaps one of the most insidious: the belief that your best years are behind you. This myth whispers that youth is the peak of life, filled with energy, opportunities, and excitement, while old age is merely a gentle slope downwards, a time of winding down, reminiscing, and accepting that the most vibrant parts of your life are over. You might find yourself looking back at photographs from your younger days with a sense of longing, or feeling as though new adventures and significant achievements are no longer possible for you. This perspective can lead to a feeling of resignation, preventing you from dreaming big or pursuing new passions. But this myth couldn't be further from the truth. While youth certainly has its unique charms, aging brings with it an entirely different set of invaluable assets and opportunities that are simply not available in earlier life. Consider the immense wisdom you've accumulated over the decades. You've lived through countless experiences, overcome challenges, learned from mistakes, and gained a perspective that only comes with time. This wisdom is a powerful resource, not only for your own life, but also for sharing with others, whether it's through mentoring, storytelling, or simply offering a calming presence in a turbulent world. Many people find immense satisfaction in becoming guides and role models for younger generations, sharing their insights and helping others navigate life's complexities. Beyond wisdom, aging often brings a newfound sense of freedom and clarity. For many, the responsibilities of raising a family or building a career may have lessened, opening up significant blocks of time and energy that were previously consumed. This can be a prime opportunity to pursue lifelong passions that were put on hold, to explore new hobbies, or to dedicate yourself to causes you deeply care about. Perhaps you always dreamed of traveling, learning to paint, writing a book, or becoming more involved in your community. Now, with more time and potentially more financial flexibility, these dreams can become a reality. This isn't a time of ending, but rather a time of new beginnings, a second act, or even a third, where you have the agency to design a life that truly aligns with your values and desires. Embracing this perspective means letting go of the need to cling to a youthful identity, and instead celebrating the unique gifts that age bestows. It's about redefining what best means. Your best years are not a fixed point in the past. They are constantly evolving, and each stage of life has its own unique joys and fulfillments. Many individuals report feeling more comfortable in their own skin, more confident in their decisions, and less concerned with external validation as they age. This self-acceptance and inner peace can lead to a profound sense of well-being that was perhaps elusive in earlier, more tumultuous periods of life. So, instead of looking back with regret, look forward with anticipation. The canvas of your life is still being painted, and you hold the brush. What masterpieces will you create in this vibrant, fulfilling chapter? And now, for our final and perhaps most insidious myth, the belief that pain, chronic illness, and a general decline in health are unavoidable consequences of aging. This myth often creates a sense of dread about the future, leading us to anticipate a steady deterioration of our physical well-being, where various aches, pains, and diagnoses become an inevitable part of our daily lives. You might have seen loved ones struggling with health issues in their later years, or perhaps you've already started experiencing some new discomforts yourself. And it's easy to conclude that this is simply what happens to everyone as they get older. The narrative often suggests that we are at the mercy of our genetics and time, with little agency over our health trajectory. This perspective can lead to a feeling of helplessness, a sense that managing decline is the only option, rather than pursuing vitality and prevention. However, this myth is profoundly misleading and disempowering. While it's true that the risk of certain health conditions increases with age, and our bodies do experience natural wear and tear, a life filled with chronic pain and debilitating illness is absolutely not an inevitable outcome for every older adult. In fact, a significant portion of what we commonly attribute to old age is actually a result of lifestyle choices, environmental factors, and preventable conditions that accumulate over time, rather than just the passage of years themselves. Many age-related diseases, such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, certain cancers, and even some forms of cognitive decline, are heavily influenced by factors like diet, physical activity levels, stress management, sleep quality, and social engagement. This means that you have far more control over your health destiny than this myth would have you believe. The key to debunking this myth lies in embracing a proactive approach to your health, viewing it not as something that happens to you, but as something you actively cultivate. This involves making conscious choices every day that support your physical and mental well-being. Nutrition plays a monumental role, focusing on a diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods, plenty of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats can significantly reduce inflammation, support cellular health, and provide the energy your body needs to thrive. Think about colorful plates, whole grains, and healthy sources of protein like fish, beans, and poultry. Limiting processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive amounts of unhealthy fats can truly transform your health from the inside out. It's not about strict deprivation, but about making sustainable, positive dietary shifts. Beyond diet, consistent physical activity, as we discussed earlier, is a cornerstone of healthy aging. Regular movement helps maintain muscle mass, bone density, cardiovascular health, and even boosts your immune system. It keeps your joints mobile and reduces the risk of falls. And don't forget the power of good sleep. Quality sleep is crucial for cellular repair, hormone regulation, and cognitive function. Prioritizing 7-9 hours of restful sleep each night can make a profound difference in how you feel, both physically and mentally. Managing stress effectively through practices like mindfulness, meditation, spending time in nature, or engaging in hobbies you enjoy is also vital, as chronic stress can contribute to inflammation and accelerate aging processes. Regular checkups with your doctor are also important for preventative screenings and early detection. But remember, your daily habits are often the most powerful medicine. By actively choosing a lifestyle that prioritizes these pillars of health, you can significantly reduce your risk of many age-related diseases and maintain a much higher quality of life well into your later years. You are not powerless against the march of time when it comes to your health. You have the power to influence how your body ages, to minimize pain, and to maximize your vitality. It's about investing in yourself, understanding that every healthy choice you make is a step towards a more vibrant and fulfilling future. Don't resign yourself to a future of inevitable decline. Instead, empower yourself with knowledge and action. So, there you have it, 6 pervasive aging myths that often make us feel older than we are, but which, when truly examined, fall apart. We've talked about the myth that significant memory loss is inevitable, countering it with the brain's incredible capacity for lifelong learning and neuroplasticity. We debunked the idea that you must slow down and become sedentary, emphasizing the vital role of consistent physical activity for strength and well-being. We challenged the notion that you're too old to learn new things or change your ways, highlighting the endless opportunities for growth and skill acquisition at any age. We addressed the fear of inevitable loneliness and isolation, reminding ourselves of the power of proactive social connection and community engagement. We also pushed back against the disheartening belief that your best years are behind you, instead celebrating the wisdom, freedom, and new opportunities that come with age. And finally, we dismantled the myth that pain and chronic illness are unavoidable, stressing the immense impact of lifestyle choices on maintaining vitality and health. Remember, the narrative surrounding aging often focuses on loss and decline, but that narrative is incomplete and often inaccurate. You have the power to rewrite your own story, to choose a path of growth, vitality, and continued discovery. Small, consistent changes in how you think, how you move, what you eat, and how you connect with others can make a monumental difference to your health, your happiness, and your overall sense of purpose. Don't let outdated beliefs dictate your future. Embrace the incredible potential that each new day brings, regardless of the number of candles on your birthday cake. Your later years can truly be a period of unprecedented fulfillment, joy, and meaningful contribution. I truly hope that understanding these myths has sparked a new sense of possibility within you. What myth resonated most with you today? Or perhaps you have a personal story of debunking one of these myths in your own life. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could be exactly what someone else needs to hear. If you found this video helpful and encouraging, please give it a thumbs up. It helps more people find this empowering message. And if you want to keep receiving content that helps you live your best life at every age, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thank you for joining me today. Keep thriving, keep exploring. And remember, live your best life at every age.